Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Alright, VOD reviews. Gonna be 2 Ana players today. I'm gonna start off with John Dis. Spit on my gum. Diamond 5, Junkertown, Ana. Been on a crazy losing streak, have an average of 1 lever every 3 games. Feel like I'm not playing poorly, don't know what to improve. Trying to position better and save cooldowns for enemies in vulnerable positions. So, already, whenever you're having times where it feels like you're on a losing streak, and it feels like you're kind of down in the dumps, make sure that you retain the same improvement mindset. Because if you were, a lot of times what happens is you start losing, and then to compensate for you losing a lot, you try to change too much about your gameplay. So like if I'm losing, and I'm losing because I keep dying too much, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm dying too much. Let me start playing. This is if I were less informed. I might be like, okay, I'm dying a lot. Let me start playing the back of the map so I never die. And so you'll fix the problem, but you'll bring out a multitude of other problems. So whenever you're losing a lot, don't change too much. Look at what's wrong and try to make it as simple as possible while still applying the rest of the fundamentals. Otherwise, you'll do what I just said, and you'll probably hyperfixate on that, and a lot of your other fundamentals will suffer in the process. As for levers, I mean, it happens. There's nothing you can do about that. It's not going to be a constant thing, even though it might feel like it sometimes. Just power through it.
Ready for battle.
Oh, the rock eye.
Stay focused. We have everything we need.
You can't see that guy there. There's no point going for that sleep. Not at all. Already from this range, you're not going to hit anything just spamming your left click. I'd like to see you scope in, like maybe for a quick scope, like right here. I would have quickly right click, scoped in, shot, unscoped, use cover, right? If you quick scope, you get a lot more accuracy, and it's very, very short. You're not exposed as much as if you were to just scope, but you can also hit your shots. Nade again is rushed. You're just kind of throwing your nade without looking at where it's going. Also, I don't like where you are right now. I would instead like you to go back up to here. This was a great angle. This is an amazing angle you had right here, right? You have a great off angle. You can see a lot. If they all back up, like to where they're not here and here, you can rotate over here, play for this angle, right? You can jump over here, push this angle out further, right? It's a great rotation spot. Not to mention you have good cover right here. I don't like here because it's very narrow. If you have to leave, it takes a long time to find cover, right? You can go to the left, yeah, but you can't see anything here. You can see a lot more here while also being more effective, right? Because they have to look up instead of at the ground to shoot you, which makes their job harder. You want to make it as hard as possible for the enemies to kill you.
You're covered. Getting drowsy? Check
So it was
Thank you.
it was good to go for a sleep
here.
there, but
Keep
this guy is
fighting.
not going to die, right? If you sleep and answer him, no one else is shooting him. He's not going to die. I would instead like you to play this angle up here and try to shoot their squishies. By squishies, I mean anyone that's killable, right? Anybody but the tank, pretty much.
Taking damage.
Not to mention, if you shoot the guys who's healing this guy, he dies faster than if you anti him. Funny that. Again, you're not you're just kind of thrown out. What it would look like if you took time is you would have your cursor up, you'd look to the left, and then you throw. Instead, I'm just seeing you aim in one spot and just press E and shift at the same pixel on your screen. Take time. But before you do every cooldown, I want you to spend 1 second lining it up. Unless you absolutely can. Let's say there's a tracer on you, right? You have to sleep him ASAP. But if you can spare time, which right now you can, take an extra second to line it up. That extra second will save you minutes of time.
That must sting.
Also, even if you didn't line that up, that does nothing, right? What's the point of anti-ing this guy? Why not play to come up here on this great off angle and shoot these guys, right? If you nade this guy and shoot him here, he's pretty much dead. In fact, I think he is dead. What's his health? 150, yeah. Nade plus shot is exactly 150, so you would have killed this guy if you're at this off angle. Actually, 75 plus 60 is... Whatever, I'm not good at math, but you get the point. You would have done a lot of damage here. I like how you're now rotating. Again, this angle, you can't see anything. It's so narrow. You can't see enemies, right? You're putting yourself in spots where you cannot see the enemy team. Why not play up here at this off angle? You can see a lot. You can do a lot, right? Nade this guy. Shoot him. If this guy comes to you, you sleep him. You can do so much more from off angles, but instead, you're confining yourself to main where you can't really do anything. And because of that, you're not having any uptime. Also, that nade is wasted. Again, you're just chucking your nades out without aiming.
You're going to live.
By the way, because you cannot put out any pressure of your own, you only are playing to sustain your team. And Ana is not amazing. In fact, no hero in the game is really amazing at just sustaining, except for, I don't know, like Lifeweaver. So, in order for you to match, because think of, I want you to think of Overwatch, and especially support role, as a bucket, right? And every time the enemies are shooting at your team, it's putting a hole in the bucket. And when the water runs out in the bucket, you die, or your team dies, or you lose the game, whatever. Bad things happen. So your job as a support is either to patch those holes or stop the water from coming, right? Now you can try to patch the holes up. You can do it if the holes are small, but eventually, if half the bucket's gone, you can't patch it up, right? You got to stop where the water's coming from. Where's the water coming from? The enemy team. How can I stop their pressure by putting out my own? If I stop the water from coming out, if I stop them from doing damage by having them look at me instead, or by killing them, that is a lot more valuable to keep my team alive, rather than my team having to endure it. My team cannot endure everything, but their team can take everything from me, you know? So that's why you want to play to be offensive and do as much damage as possible.
No recovery. You're powered up. Get in there.
This is okay, Nano. I understand why you did it.
Happy to
You've
assist.
only been in spots this whole game where you can only see the Roadhog. I haven't seen any angles from you except for at the start, but you immediately left it. I want to see more angles from you, right? I'm going to go to a different point in the spot. It's probably going to be the same thing. Just some random point here.
Cooling down. 30 seconds.
This cover here is good.
Much better.
I like you shooting this guy. It's good. Cover deep.
I see. You're going to.
You're out of your sleep, right? This is exactly what I'm talking. It's a perfect example, actually. Perfect example of water versus, I don't know, duct tape. Perfect example of their pressure versus your healing. Can you out heal their team, 3 of them shooting at your diva? No. If you shoot at one of them, and now you make it 2 people shooting at your diva, can you out heal that? Maybe. If you, like, let's say you sleep this diva, right? Now can you out heal it? Absolutely, right? Putting out your own pressure makes healing easier. If you never put out any pressure, you're going to be wondering why your team is dead all the time. Because you can't out heal their pressure, because you're not putting out any of your own. So again, you're sitting in main here, no angle. I can't blame you here because your team is kind of running back now. Watch this guy behind you.
10 seconds.
You were caught out there. Let's go ahead early. Again, shoot this even once or twice. Good. Kill this guy. Okay, so right now, I'd be walking up these stairs. I'd be waiting for this thing to come around. I'd jump on this. I'd walk over here. Boom. Amazing off angle. Right from here, I probably kill this baby diva. I definitely kill the Soj. Right. This guy probably dies too. I probably get a 3K here, honestly, if I'm you. Even if you are you here, you probably get a 3K because these guys are all low HP. They're running away. Right. When they go back, you go forward. Take off angles, put yourself in spots where you can shoot the enemy team. But instead, it's like you're just gonna say in main here.
I keep you up.
Thank you.
Yep. I like how you're going up. Are you? Okay, yeah. You're going up to do damage here, which is good. This is good. Good nade. Again, you kind of waste that sleep too. What are you sleeping here, right? You want to be active if you're asleep. Shoot When Awkward says use your cooldowns often, he means use them in positions where they can hit something. Don't just throw them at people just to throw them, right? If you're confident you can hit someone, not even if you're confident, if you think you can hit someone, shoot it. But I mean, right here, like, what's the point? What's sleeping then even gonna do? Let's say you sleep someone here. What happens? Nothing, right? Use your cooldowns actively, but use them with active thought too. So, Jaundice, a lot of the reason why you're losing probably is because you are not having enough contribution in your games. You're not doing enough damage. You're sitting in main a lot, and you're sitting behind your team, and you're only shooting their tank. Shooting their tank works maybe in higher elo where everybody focuses down on a tank, but until then, you have to be the one who's taking aggressive positions, putting yourself in spots where you can shoot the enemy team, and doing damage. Right? I've barely seen you take any off angles. Let's see your offense here. Or your defense, rather. This is an obvious angle. Again, main. So you're dead here. Good angle here, but again, can you see anything here? No, you cannot.
Enough whining. You're fine. Taking damage.
Look at how much you're staring at the wall, right? You should never ever be staring at the wall in Overwatch. I can think of other games where you would, but definitely not Overwatch. You should be doing something right now. Shooting this guy would be great. So, again, if I had to summarize your problem, and let's see, 3 words. Told you I wasn't good at math. It would be you can't see. No, actually, it's 4 words. Jesus. It would be you cannot see anything. So I have 2 things for you, but I want you to focus on this number 1 thing first. Number 1, start taking off angles. Put yourself in spots where you can, 1, see the enemy team, and 2, where you can see more than just the tank, right? Off angles put you in spots where you can see people that are killable. That's the definition of off angles. That's how they work. If you can only see the tank the whole game, it's likely you're playing in main or you're not taking any angles. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able, or you'd be able to see more than just the tank, right? Number 2, take more time for cooldowns. Stop just chucking them. I want you to think before you throw every single nade and every single sleep. Obviously, like I said, if someone's on you, you gotta nade yourself, right? You gotta sleep them. If it's a life or death situation, don't think, just do. But if you have time, and if you see an opportunity that isn't urgent, most opportunities are urgent, but even then, take an extra second just to aim it. Just take another second. That's all I ask of you. If you notice, if you just take 1 more second, it'll build a great habit, and you'll have that extra second not only to aim it, but also to think. You can think a lot in 1 second, especially in Overwatch, right? So it helps you think more, and it actually improves your aim too, because you're not rushing it. So number 1, take more off angles, and shoot people that are killable, right? Those will go hand in hand because by taking off angles, you can see people that are killable, right? You can't see people that are killable from in. And then number 2, don't rush your cooldowns. If there's any questions, be sure to DM me. And for your assignment, I want you to send me a clip of you in a fight, rotating to an off angle, and shooting someone that is killable. Not the tank. Unless the tank is killable, that's possible, but most times they are not. So rotating to an off angle and shooting a killable target. And then next up, I believe, is jouuks. Jouuks? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Masters 1, Watch Point, it's a good map. High def, slow heals. Gameplay gets worse as time goes on, I like the honesty. That's pretty funny. Alright, let's do this. So Masters 1, at this point you should have the fundamentals down.
Ready.
So let's see this.
Ready for battle.
I like how you're seeing what they're on in spawn, by the way. You're seeing up this one.
Ready
It's good.
for not the first.
What the hell happens here?
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Attackers incoming. Escort the
That much thing. Not the first. Not
Good
the
kill.
last.
The guy is nice. Okay, so already, this map, I love this map because it is all about how well you can play your angles. This is, if I had to pick a map for every fundamental, this one would be angles and off angles. So you can tell a lot by a player based on how they play Gibraltar. Now, with that being said, what I would have liked to do here is instead of being here. Let's see if you actually do it. No, you're taking way too long in main. So instead of being here, I would have taken a few seconds, if anything, to rotate up here, right? Great off angle here. I initially would have said, if you had immediately walked out of spawn and walked up here, this would have been okay. But doing this rotation up here now would take too much time. It would take you out the fight. Playing main, I do not like right now because you cannot see anything, right? What can you see from here? Nothing. You can only see your Doomfist. Instead, if you rotate up here, it's a little bit risky, but you can get peeled by a brig right here, right? If you're over here, Genji dashes on you. All you do is nade yourself, walk over here, you're safe. But also here, you have an amazing angle, right? Weaver, Genji. Those two alone are amazing targets to shoot at. And to be a lot more active here. I would especially rotate right now.
I won't let you fall. Nodding off.
I don't know how you hit that. Good shot, but that nade was rushed. I guess you want to hit the Winston, but again, you're not putting yourself in a good spot to hit it, right? If you wanted to put yourself in a good spot to hit it, you would rotate up here, or now you have that great backboard right here to hit it against, or these blue boxes right here to splash it against and hit this guy, right? If you're over here right now, again, amazing angle. Your Doomfist is here, Tracer's here. Honestly, you could probably stand right here and then jump off if it gets hairy. But you'd have a great angle right here to shoot this guy. You could definitely kill this guy, honestly, and probably win the fight. Your biggest got cart. That's it.
I found it.
Cover the
I
payload.
have you.
We're
Keep
moving out.
fighting.
And you'll see why I don't like playing main now, because it's a very long rotation to get anywhere, right? Anywhere in here, you have to walk for like 5 seconds straight to get somewhere, right? If I have to walk to here, long ass rotation. If I have to walk to here, long ass rotation, right? Anywhere here, it requires a lot of traversal and open space. And so you're going to see if this Genji was a little bit better, he would have killed you.
Take this.
Much better.
Yeah, rush.
Reporting.
Now this guy killed me. But again, I've seen you shooting the tank a lot here. I want to see you shoot people that are killable. This is a product of you not playing in spots where you can see killable people. Nice. So this spot, I like how you're trying to be active here, but this has very little cover, and you're very close to the enemy team, right? Right here might seem good because you have this cover right here, but in reality, all they do is just jump over here, right? And they're on you. So the cover is good here, the distance is not, because they can quickly close this distance to get on top of you. Again, I would just have walked over here and be able to walk out here and immediately walked over here, because I don't care if it's really just a Winston here. If there's a one Winston and I have my cooldowns, I can probably kill him myself, honestly. Or at the very least make him jump out, right? You shoot him, you shoot him, you shoot him. You nade him, you shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Sleep him, shoot him, shoot him, and he's out, right? But the point is that angles, right? Angles. What can you see from here versus what can you see from here? How safe are you from here versus how safe are you right here? I want to see when you get past the first one. Again, playing in mid, you can't see anything. You kind of have to because they're doing stuff. Kind of too bad, but
No
good nade.
recovery.
Good try. Good try. Use your cooldown as well, though. You can do
More of them than us.
Oh, nice. Hope you watch the stuff. Anyways,
You just need
great.
to
This is an amazing angle here, right? You have a great off angle. You have cover here. You have a health pack. You can walk away if you have to. This is what I'm talking about, right? When you play here, to rotate anywhere takes forever. You can't see anything, and it's very unsafe. Here, almost the exact opposite. It's like a 10-step difference, but it makes a world of difference, right? Because now if I'm this Winston, to get onto you, I have to commit, right? If I want to go onto you here, I have to spend time chasing you down. Versus right here, I can kind of just walk over the map and still shoot you right here. Do you guys cap first?
Lena la dot.
Just second point. I don't want to see you just sitting in main the whole time. By the way, if you notice you're dying a lot, I guarantee you you're dying because you're sitting in spots where you're easy to like get to, right? Main is the easiest place to get to on any map. That's why it's main. That's where everyone goes, right? That's how it gets its title. When you play in not main, in off angles, it's a little bit harder to get you. And that's why you end up living more when you're constantly rotating, right? Where do you rotate to? You rotate between angles. So if you're playing up here in safe areas where you can not only rotate away, but you're harder to get to, these guys, like I said, they have to come in a lot more to get on top of you versus if you're just playing this little cubby here.
Help me! Excavation initiation! Need this. This. No recovery. This side.
Nicely.
I'm in
Clear
aim.
the way!
Yeah.
Payload coming through!
I'm under attack. I am unbreakable. 60 seconds remaining.
Please go to this angle up here. This angle up here is so good.
Covering
If
you.
you were to rotate, right now what I would be doing at least is I would spend 5 seconds to go up here, and I already have a magnificent angle, right? Can fall back to mega here, can fall back over here if I have to, can rotate between here. And I can see more up here, and up here I have a direct route to an amazing off angle here, right? If I go over here in the middle of the fight if a nade, I'm almost guaranteed the winner, right? Because everyone's distracted and I don't get the on high ground. If I nade right here, for example, everybody's dead. It's like explosion. And again, you are playing in main where you have low impact because you can't do anything from this range. You could have nailed your doom there, yeah, you definitely could have. But how much harder is it to hit an nade from here versus right here? Significantly, right? So, jouuks, if I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. What I want you to work on is rotations to angles in particular. I would say playing off angles, but I want you to put yourself in favorable spots in the first place because your cooldowns are pretty good, and you're doing pretty good damage, I would say. But your damage is suffering, and you're dying a lot because you're putting yourself in bad spots. And I would say the bad spots come from actually, let me change that. So not only rotations, but also off angles. I want you to just play off angles more, and I want the secondary, to be rotating to off angles. So stop playing in main when you don't have to is the first thing. Like whenever you can take an angle and it will be beneficial to you, which is almost always, by the way, take it, right? Gibraltar is a very hard map to play angles on because it requires a lot of thinking. It's very easy to just sit in main the whole map and just ride the car and just do nothing and just kind of sit here. But it requires thinking to spend time. And by the way, that's not me saying you don't think, you can't think. It's me saying that it's a very high skill thing to develop. And by doing that, it'll set you apart from the competition. It requires a lot of thinking to constantly play angles on this map in particular, and it's a great way to test if someone knows what they're talking about when it comes to angles. So I want you to play angles more. I want you to rotate to set angles more. And by doing that, you'll find that you will die less. Because already your aim seems fine, your cooldowns seem fine. The only thing is that you're dying too much and you're not getting enough value, both of which come from playing in main too much, which can be solved with playing off angles. So for your assignment, I want to see you in a fight rotating to an off angle. Don't start from an off angle. Just rotate to an off angle in the fight, and just do damage, right? On killable targets preferably. And that's pretty much it for you. Just work on your angles, and you should be pretty good. It's funny because in Overwatch, in a game like this, many smaller problems like dying a lot, healing not enough, not doing enough damage, stem from one fundamental that you're not doing correctly. For example, if I'm not rotating away enough, I'll die a lot. I won't do a lot of damage. I'll have low impact. That's really the main things that kind of suck, honestly, that don't look good. But yeah, just work on your angles. It's enough yap from me. Any questions, make sure to DM me or just ping me, whatever. I don't really care. And yeah, y'all have a good day.